This a G5? No, this not a Challenger. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Views from the 22 live on the scene. We got True Man, False World Reporter live, DVR Czar in the building. We have my boy Jay Queasy, Jay Quan in the building as well. To go along with First Lady in the background at the moment. She is currently out being busy. With that being said, how's everybody doing?
You're doing good. How about you?
Can't complain, can't complain.
Everything good over here, man. Just getting this Sunday morning started. Know
Okay,
what it
okay.
is, man. Finna get on this grill, so y'all know what it is, man.
Oh, I'm on my way, Trav. I'm on my way.
Bad.
So with that being said, we got a really nice jam-packed show for you guys this morning. We got a special announcement that I probably think that y'all should wait to the end for. Just want to let y'all know. Really nice announcement. And to go along with all of that, we got plenty of stuff to cover, got some games, but most importantly, we're going to start with some news. So obviously, everybody has that. Unless you live under a rock. I mean, I don't think y'all live under a rock, because y'all probably on the laptop or on the television watching us now, Um, but or your phones. But the thing is that I think is interesting is we have a situation on our hands where Daniel Jones was released from the Giants after giving a book report about him being a team player for the most part. So I just said book report because I thought it was disrespectful that we had to do all of that to then come back and then release him later, even if whether he asked to be released or not is not the point of that. It's the point of why do we need to do this solidarity report, in order for us to get to where we got. So I'm gonna start with you, Trav. What are some of your thoughts on that? Because obviously your Bucks, go to New York today to play them. What are some of your thoughts about the whole situation and how it all played out?
I think we were just talking about it earlier. Oh, to me, it's kind of funny because this is all a organization type of deal. This is your organizational fault. I mean, your best player gone to Philadelphia. That was your strike one. Then you signed Daniel Jones, and you was really high on a linebacker for Carolina that you really wanted to sign. That was strike two. Now your strike three imploded because the simple fact that your quarterback is basically he found out he got benched. Now he's unhappy. Now he gives the book report. Now you get rid of him on his off day. That's the real funny part. Man got fired on his off day. They didn't let him go. They fired. No more. No more. It's no more. I mean, the Giants organization is starting to hit that purgatory type of deal. They got some pieces, but it's starting to get like how we were when we was talking about the mishandling of the medical room of the Chargers. Remember how that stuff was going down, and every time the Chargers do this, and they mishandled the quarterback, the young quarterback they had there, and bad stuff just continued to happen. Well, this is what happens when you run a bad organization. Bad stuff happens to you, and that's basically what it boils down to. It's nothing trigonometry or what's behind it. I mean, the main thing behind it is the money. The main thing behind it is the money. You still got to pay them. That's your loss. That's what you get when you run a bad organization. You mishandle your money. You mishandle players. Your whole organization goes down the drain.
So it's something in that contract that I think that it wasn't as bad of a hit as we think it is, if I'm not mistaken, when he signed it. It was something that gave him like 40 mil for the year after, or something like that. And I think this is the year that it started to not matter as much, which is why it was a little bit easier for them to release him. I'll get all the details. We'll get all the details here in a second. But Jay, what do you feel like? How did you take the news? What are some of your thoughts on this situation?
I actually was shocked that he got released. I already saw they benched him for Tommy DeVito, but I was a little shocked when they released him and I seen the notification come to my phone. But I mean, that GM there is he just ain't good. It's time for them to move away from him. His decision making is crazy to me. Like you got rid of your best player you had on the field to, you know, keep the quarterback. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback, but come on, man, you got to make better decisions than that.
So it's not. I don't think this is necessarily about good, bad, and different when it comes to quarterback play. I think this is about some of the stuff that we talk about every Sunday, and we talk about often during the week, and we talk about a lot of times amongst ourselves. The quality of the quarterback coaching has not been the same either. We're talking about teams coming in, developing quarterbacks, and bringing in these young guys and not giving them the proper tutelage for them to be able to grow. So if we want a quarterback to grow, you need to bring in the first thing is when they're young, you want to give them weapons, you want to give them name brand pieces. You know, it's the stages to development. So you try to give them name brand pieces, things that guys that get open and create separation, guys that are are household names for lack of better terms. You try to build an offensive line. That's the number one thing you try to do. You try to give them a running game. Try to give them things that they can rely on. If you give a quarterback those three things in their rookie contract, you feel like the quarterback grows enough for you to slowly but surely start to window or take away or manipulate some of those pieces that you're paying. So you might let a tackle go, or you might let a guard go, or you might let that name brand running back go because now you don't need to pay the upper echelon players because your quarterback has ascended because he's grown up in these 4 or 5 years. So I look at a quarterback. If we want to take a quarterback in this particular situation before I pass it, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Let's look at a quarterback's life expectancy as a 12-year. Let's look at 12 years as the quarterback life expectancy. And let's take that same life expectancy and let's put it into a school type of terminology. The first 4 years of school, we expected a child to grow up, to learn some things, experience some things, right? We want to give them the best teachers we can get them. We want to get them the best tutors, whatever it is that we can get them, the resources so they can grow. The second years is about what they've retained from the first four. How well do we retain the information from there? So what do we get? So now we start to focus more on them delivering some results more than we focus on anything else. The next years are the years of middle school and the middle school years going into high school. Those are the years that we're prepping them for them to be established. They should be established already as what type of student they are for the most part. Everything else, that's when everything starts to grow and whatever else we want to talk about when it comes down to it. I'm not trying to get all technical with it. And then you got your high school, which is those are the last years of school, but in the quarterback terms, those are the years that they're glory years, the years that they are considered a veteran on a football team, the years they are considered the main person who is there responsible for mentoring, growth, and those type of things.
Right.
That being a 12-year time frame, in that senior year, we gonna get quarterbacks that get to the senior year because we didn't invest in the first 4 years. So just in that analogy, it's a little off. Whatever, it's not perfect because it's in theory. But what do you think? Like, do you think we need to focus more on what part of the quarterback's growth, or is it simply we don't have the right teachers? Jaquan, I'm gonna go to you first.
I think it's a little of both. Um, some of the coaches that we have they don't have the team to help develop the quarterback. To be that veteran. They just throw them out on the field. Like, here you go on the field and just go win us some games and make it to the Super Bowl. They just wishing and hoping. And instead of letting them, how a lot of teams that that got the freaking quarterback and let them sit behind someone, let them watch and develop. Even Patrick Mahomes sat for a year before he actually started playing. And, he went out there and did his thing. The same thing with Aaron Rodgers, with Brett Favre, a couple other people, Jordan Love. So I just feel like a lot of teams don't do that, which is why they struggle to, get to that point where there's like, okay, let's get him out there. We don't have the offensive line, like you said. You don't have no running back. They don't have the receivers. They don't have the defense. So they're out there just playing by themselves. They want them to play superhero. So it's I feel like it's mainly on the teams that they set them up to be. I mean the coaches, not the team.
Trav, what you think? Jump in there.
I think we forgetting the fact that when you get a quarterback, you have to cater to his needs. You have to cater to what he does as a superpower and what he can't do. So you play to his strengths and not to his weaknesses. And then after a little while, he'd be able to retain a lot more information, and you can open up the playbook even more. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat beside Brett Favre for what, 3 years?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
Then 2-3 years. Then when he got in, everything was still simplified to him to the point to where when he became the man, he was able to retain the information that he could use within the playbook, and he can open up everything. A lot of people take these young guys now, and their plays are not the verbiage is shorting. When you get in the league, you got one paragraph that's just one play, and it means a draw. They're not. It's kind of like, well, when you come in my system, you're gonna run it my way, which I totally understand. But at the same time, do you understand that this person that you drafted, this quarterback that you drafted, can understand that verbiage? I know he's a grown man, but at the same time, he does need your help. They have to be on the same page. So it's a little bit of both, John. To shorten the answer, it's a little bit of both. The quarterbacks have to be in the lab, and they have to study, and the coaches have to make sure that they understand their language and verbiage and understand this is what we can do with you, this is what we can't do with you. Until then, if you want me to open it up, you're going to have to get in this lab a little bit more so we can get this going. So it's a little bit of both.
So just to throw in the last couple things before we get to something else, I think not only those things that you both guys that you touched on, but I think the biggest thing too is the organizational problems that we have is when you draft a quarterback in the top 5, how many organizations actually have talent?
That's the issue. Just look at Carolina.
I mean, because when you draft a quarterback number 1, ideally you would want to be in a situation that you would want to, in the second round, third round, pair him with two skilled players that could help him out, guys that he can grow with. Because you can give a guy veteran receivers all you want, but I do think one young guy to pair with a young quarterback is always essential because it kind of gives them somebody that they can kind of that's the camp partner. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that you go to the same room with during your rookie camp, and you work on the routes together. That's your partner for whatever you want to say. So I think those things are essential. I think those things have helped out a lot of quarterbacks over the years. I mean, look at Joe Burrow. They drafted T. Higgins the year that they drafted him, and not too long after, they end up getting Jamar Chase the very next year, who was a very, very explosive player for him in college. So, I mean, you don't think that transitions into the $55 million Joe Burrow we see today? I think it does. I think it matters. So all positions matter in the game of football. Every position means something. It's just some positions, depending on your team, are less valued than others.
They were just fortunate. I mean, that's a fortunate way of just of just catering to your quarterback.
Right. And even we even don't always talk about Cincinnati in a negative light too, because they don't protect the quarterback very well.
And
I mean, we talk about those things a lot. We talk about all of those things. So no organization is perfect. While in the same breath, we're saying with the Giants organization, I think the organization has shown it is inept of being able to produce quality results on Sundays because of its ineptability as well to evaluate, scout, develop, and ultimately utilize its talent. There's nothing really else to say. Couple of the teams looking at them, we see the Vikings. I see the Ravens, which I thought is very interesting. And then I see there's another team as well. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. You said 49ers, but that shows you that it's something there to work with.
Oh,
so now we got this.
Most definitely.
But if it's something there to work with, how did we fumble the bag proverbially this way? Will be my question. Because there's some quarterbacks don't give you anything to work with.
I feel like this is just my opinion. I feel like when a team is doing bad, it always falls on the quarterback. It's always on the quarterback. Like, even if the team has a bad offensive line and they can't block him, even if he got to hike, as soon as he hiked the ball, someone's in his face, or even if he got he don't have the weapons that he need, or even if the defense, even if he go down there on a 2-minute drive and score a touchdown, and the defense let the team come right back and score, and they lose the game, it's on the quarterback.
But that, with that same scrutiny, though, is why they paid a quarterback $55 million. So it's the price for admission to be the captain. It's the price of admission. If you don't want to be a top flight quarterback in this league, you don't want to be held accountable for the success of your team. You handle 100% of the offensive snaps. You handle 50% of the snaps for the game, to be honest with you. And your biggest job is to make sure that every possession ends with a kick rather than a turnover. Your next big thing is you're trying to put your team in the best position to win each and every down. But how do you do that? That's where you need to prepare. That's where the preparation part comes into play. How many quarterbacks can tell you that they know how to prepare? How many quarterbacks can tell you that they understand what goes into an actual week of preparation? And I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get on to something else. It's like this. Routines, habits, and we'll say ultimately just making sure that we have something, some sort of understanding of how we want to start a practice. How you practice is how you play. So then after, if the practices are not where they need to be, which I don't think the Giants' practices are where they need to be, then you ask yourself, where is he getting the push that he needs as Daniel Jones to get better? The coaching staff can't really challenge him because the coaching staffs are tapped out. Because we don't have great quarterback coaches anymore. We don't have Tom Moores. We don't have the Charlie Weiss of the world anymore. These are guys that some of your favorites have grown up. Bill Walsh, all of these different guys, they're quarterback guys. So you look at it and you turn over and you go to Green Bay as a perfect example. Matt LaFleur is a quarterback guy, which is why he's able to get the most out of his quarterbacks. So I need people to understand quarterback coaching means a lot. And that ultimately contributes to the growth of your quarterback.
Yep.
That being said, moving forward to the next part of it, I mean, we got some games to cover, got some things to talk about. So as of today, Quan, we got some really interesting news today. As of today, the Arizona Cardinals would be a playoff team.
Who would have thought?
I don't know. That's a very interesting situation. We're talking about Arizona being a playoff team in a situation where they're division leader. As it starts today, we have Philadelphia, Detroit, Atlanta, and Arizona as the division leaders in the NFC, with Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Houston, and Kansas City as the leaders in the AFC of their divisions, respectively. Of course, the two best records in the league right now, we got Kansas City at 9-1, and we got Detroit at 9. Here's the thing: the number one seeds as of today will be Kansas City and will be Detroit, so they will be getting the bye. And then your second best team in each conference, we got Buffalo at 9-2, and we have Philly at 9-2, at 8-2. Both of those teams right now are starting to round out and play some of their best football right now. Buffalo obviously coming off a really big win in Kansas City last week, followed by Pittsburgh and Atlanta as the third teams. Pittsburgh coming off of a loss on Thursday night to a division rival in Cleveland, which I think conditions played a part because I don't think anybody thought it was or expected it to snow. But it was a really good game, still in a lot of right in its own right, and it showed a lot of things about both teams, if you ask me, which we can talk about that later. And we have Atlanta, who it's just they're just trying to hold on and get Kurt as healthy as possible moving forward in the play to going toward the playoffs. That will be my main concern at this moment, making sure he is healthy as possible because he gives us the best chance to win today. They have about a 2-3 game lead on the division because they've beat everybody in the division.
They have?
I think they beat everybody in the division at least once, if I'm not mistaken. The only team they may not have played is Carolina.
I think the Saints beat them recently though.
Yeah, but I think they 1-1.
Oh, okay.
But they have a 2-game lead currently right now, as it stands. They would have a 2-game lead on the Saints. They're 2 up in both the win and the loss column. Then we got the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. Arizona is 6-4. 6-4 with wins against everybody in the division.
Except the Seahawks.
And even with them losing to the Seahawks, they're 6-4, and they still have a game lead.
Oh, they didn't lose to them. They just didn't play them yet. This is their first game today.
I'm sorry. I said lose. But they have a game lead on them starting now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play the Seahawks?
No, this is their first game against them today.
This is their first game. That's why it's kind of like an important game. It's kind of like an important game, especially for them. Kyler Murray.
Maybe I was projecting my pick.
Man, we see. We see. Kyler is one of those. We was talking about the quarterback. Quarterback Kyler developed not too long ago. We seeing it now with Kyler Murray. I mean, he's doing his thing, man. He's in the lab. I guess he got out the video game a little bit last year. And
knock out the video games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the thing. When he signed that contract, they was talking about him being on the video games and stuff like that. But I mean, Kyler's doing a very good job this year in managing the game. I mean, his helmet's still at the 50-yard line while his body at the 10, but still, he getting the job done. He's getting the job done.
Oh God. Well, with all of that being said,
Trev, get out. Please get out.
I don't know how to take him right now, with that comment. But I will say this, like, I think Arizona is a prime example of trying to find the right coaches. They say Kyler Murray is the number 1 overall pick. He's a first round number 1 overall pick. Let me make sure I say the whole thing. With him being that, we have to ask this one question. If that is what we invested in, if that's what we invested this pick on, then we have to invest into the player just like we invested with money. We have to invest with time and our resources. And that's finding him the best coaches and the best weapons possible and everything else. So they bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State. I thought that was a wasted pick because I didn't feel like they addressed all the things that they needed to address. And here we are, 6-4. Shows that it's hard to really talk about what teams have done because we still have the names mean something, but they don't always translate on the field. And then we go across all the way over to the Commanders and FC Washington, as we call them, and they're 7-4, second in the division, 2 games behind Philadelphia because they lost last week. And then you look at that team and you say, well, we didn't expect that offensive line to be any much better than the Cardinals.
It did not.
But it's not about the names, it's about how they play together as a cohesive unit.
Mm-hmm.
And they play very well. I mean, so with those things being said, as we transition into the last quarter of the season, because Thanksgiving becomes the last quarter of the season. As we transition to the last quarter of the season, we got 4 teams fighting for 3 slots in the NFC. Washington is 7-4. Then we got both Minnesota and Green Bay. And I'm saying 4 teams because I really believe wholeheartedly that we're going to end up talking about one of these teams from the NFC West. Don't know who it's going to be, but somebody has to take a step forward. 49ers got an opportunity today for a really, really big win.
Not without
I
Brock
think
Purdy.
even without Brock Purdy, the team is loaded enough for you to be able to establish dominance and be able to do some things. We're going to see, though. The Rams. The Rams got a tough matchup tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tough matchup tonight for the Rams. But this is one of those games where if you take care of your business and you mess around and you win, and you're right there in contention as well. Right now, it's about for the NFC West, don't lose. So, starting with the NFC West, we will start with, of course, the Seahawks and the Cardinals. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of respect for the things that the Seahawks have shown this year. A lot. They've shown a lot of fight. They've shown some resilience. They haven't always won the games that you feel like they should have won. Geno has been up and down for the most part. But they have a lot of good pieces on that team on both sides of the football. So to start there, that's the 425 game today. We have the Cardinals traveling to Seattle, to the 12th man. Over under, they're giving the Cardinals 1 on the road with I always mess that up. I always say over under. Over under is 47. And they're giving the Cardinals a point on the road. I always mess that up. Anyway, I had to Arthur myself for a second. I had to look at myself like Arthur in the camera. Like, what are you doing?
Arthur.
Yeah. My Harvard looking ass in this moment. Anyway, but that's what they're doing but that's the setup for that. Keys to the game. I'll start with you, Jaquan. Keys to the game for the Seahawks.
They need to establish the run first and most importantly, and I need to get DK and Smith-Njigba and Tyler Lockett going against that Cardinals secondary.
Trav, you got anything you looking forward to for the Cardinals offense?
The Cardinals have to keep contained. They have to make Kyler Murray throw out their pocket, man. Defensively, they have to make him throw out their pocket. Defensive ends need to contain their edge.
You talking about for the Seahawks?
Yes, for the Seahawks. If they have to contain on the defensive side for the Seahawks, they have to keep them edges. They have to stop. They need to stop the run, and don't let Junior get off. Do not let him get off because it can get very ugly when he goes off.
So for the Cardinals, what about the Cardinals on their side? What do you
Cardinals,
feel like?
the Cardinals just have to. They gotta bracket. See, that's the thing about the Seahawks. The Seahawks can be so deadly because they got in jig. What he's been balling these last couple games. He's been balling. So now you already got a bracket DK. You still got Tyler Lockett and this guy. Jackson. You got both of them going. But then you got Walker the fourth back there just wait. He's just waiting on. He's waiting on. the Seahawks have such a dynamic. I don't know how they lose games at times because they are just that good. But for Kyler Murray, if he can do what he want to do, it's hard to beat them when he's out the pocket and running left to right 70 yards and make a 30-yard pass. You in trouble. You in trouble.
Daquan, what do you feel like the Cardinals need to do for them to take care of this game?
Run the ball. Run the ball. And defensively, yeah, they got to contain the wide receivers defensively. But they just need to run the ball more than anything. Even if you run it with Kyler Murray a few times.
For me, I mean, running the ball is can be a part of any solution, but I think for me the biggest thing is you have to. It's about situational football this week. It's a week of situational football. You can't necessarily contain the Seahawks between the 20s, but you contain them inside the 20. Meaning good zone coverages, make a lot of the windows tighter. Gino will be a little bit more hesitant to make certain throws the tighter the windows get. But make sure you also do one other thing, and I think that this is the most important thing. If you're the Cardinals, you don't stop doing what got you here.
Too.
Stay true to the game, no pun intended. And that's the name of this week. Stay true to the game. We're starting to round out and see who we are. If you have an identity, we've passed identity. This is stay true to the game because now we're getting ready to round off into the time of the year where we're trying to end the season with holding that trophy.
What's the Cardinals record again?
6-4.
They have to like you're absolutely right because that identity week came by 2-3 weeks ago. What established you to get you 6-4? What established you to get that 6? You need to stay within that framework and grow from there. You grow and you imply that onto the field to make you put another mark on the win side. So what's been doing that for the Cardinals? Again, Kyler Murray been doing what he's supposed to do. You give Junior the ball, that tight end they got. You establish him in the middle also. And what's their running back? What's the running
James
back? Connor been getting chunks here, chunks there. You keep doing it until they stop.
So who we rolling with today?
I'm rolling with the Seahawks at home.
I can't. Man, that 12th man is a difference maker, man. That's what
I'm taking the Seahawks at home today as well. And I think the home field advantage, I think these two teams probably end up splitting depending on how today goes. If the Cardinals find a way to win this game today, I think the biggest thing we're going to take away from this is we're going to have to start talking about a lot of the things that the Cardinals are doing well defensively more than we're going to start talking about them offensively. Because we're talking about games where they were down and they came back to win the games.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about they put a hurting on some teams at the beginning of the year too. So we're going to be talking about that as we go along. The next game on the docket we're going to cover is another 425 game. We got the 49ers traveling to Lambeau. We got the 7-3 Packers hosting the 5-5 49ers. The whole division, except for the Cardinals, is one game behind.
The Wild Wild West.
Literally.
Oh, so they're all 5-5? That's crazy.
All of them are 5-5, except for the Cardinals at 6-4.
6-4.
So over-under is 44.5. They're giving the Packers 6 points at home because of no Brock Purdy. No Brock Purdy is interesting, but Trav, that team is built to be able to play with any quarterback. If there is one team in this league that's built to be able to play with any quarterback, have quarterback-friendly players, it is the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey is the most quarterback-friendly running back in the league. We have Trent Williams, still the best left tackle, probably the best overall lineman in the world. You still got Debo, who you can use in the backfield, next to you, around the corner, down the street, on the sidewalk, on the curb. It doesn't make a difference. You can get him the ball in so many different ways. And then you got people like Jennings. You got Ricky P coming to rookie. These guys that they have are all quarterback friendly guys, and we still haven't even named George Kittles
I was just about to say you got the most quarterback friendly tight end
outside of Travis
and
Kelce.
besides the Travis Kelce. Exactly.
So,
That 49er team is all about giving the keys to the person and don't wreck this Corvette. Don't
that's
wreck
it. Because Brandon Allen today is a valet driver. He just got to park the car. That analogy is the best analogy right there.
What's the status of Brock Purdy? I mean,
He should be playing. He'll be playing next week potentially. They're about
because
75% he's going to be playing next week.
but what happened? I didn't understand what happened to him though.
It's an injury that we can talk about here in a second, but it's one of those things where you in these situations when you see injuries and things like that, like injury that comes like this, it's kind of similar to the Jordan Love situation. At this point in the year, these 1 or 2 game injuries that you have could affect playoff seeding, but it's like it's all about time. And right now it's just a tough time because they're getting ready to go through a stretch here where they gotta win some of these division games, and they need to win this game in particular as well.
Mm-hmm.
But moving forward from that point, Jaquan, who do you think is the key today for the 49ers success? And we're going to say the key to the 49ers success without naming the quarterback. Who is that person today?
It definitely has to be CMC. You have to establish the run. You got to establish your screen game, him run out the backfield. Anything. He does everything. He can even line up like a receiver out there. So it definitely got to be CMC.
Trav, who you got?
He took the words out of my mouth. I mean, I mean, that you know what? I mean, that is true. I mean, I think that offensive line got to show up. I think they're the most important part. I mean, I just put that because that's a unit, 5 people in front. You gotta dominate. Cause their weather's supposed to be kind of crazy out there too. It's supposed to be snowing out there in Green Bay.
Oh, it's in Green Bay too? Oh, they're not gonna win.
Yes, it's in Green Bay. So that line has to impose their will to make things happen because what you don't want to do with a backup quarterback like this, yes, that offense is friendly for quarterbacks because it's more intermediate routes and long routes. They're not forcing the ball down the field like that. But in situations like this, you don't want to throw that ball that much. You don't want to chance that. So impose your will, offensive line for San Francisco. That's your best chance of winning. It's the same way with Green Bay also.
So to throw in a couple cents here, just for San Francisco, I think you got the tools to make this work.
Of course.
George Kittle is from Big Ten country, so the cold weather don't phase him.
That don't mean
your 3 best players are all friendly to the snow because you don't need to get them the ball in long. You don't have to do a lot to get them the ball. Deebo Samuel, you can hand him the ball like he is another running back.
He's a running back.
You can hand him the ball coming across the formation. Same thing with Kittle. Kittle, they don't have to do a lot of things to get these guys the ball and let these guys make plays. So for Green Bay today, it's going to be about tackling. Can you tackle? Because it's going to be a very, very, very heavy game with, I think, screens and draws. Like Jaquan said, it's going to be a huge part of the game. But I'm running arrow routes. I'm running screens. I'm running everything in the book that causes me to get the ball out the quarterback's hand quick and get the playmakers moving. On Green Bay side, my love for Jordan Love. My germ so true. My love for Jordan Love is oh so sweet.
Not you
Because
doing
Jordan Love is the type of quarterback that Patrick Mahomes and him should meet in a Super Bowl so we can see the goal of two quarterbacks elite playing in the game that we all love, Jordan Love.
Someone say Jordan Love.
But with that being said, I was just professing love to Jordan Love as the first lady joins via audio.
That's my guy, so I'm here for this.
But Jordan Love, man, we just gotta focus on turnovers, man. You got the same thing going for you that Pat had to do, and Pat is starting to get better at. And that's you got to protect the football a little bit better. You protect the football better, you're probably a 9-1 team rather than a 7-3 team. And that's being honest. That arm is incredible. That arm is elite. Some of the things that Jordan Love can do. Listen, everybody want to be like Mike, want to be like Mike. That's what we're gonna sing for Pat Mahomes. But Jordan Love got everything he got. Green Bay, that defense is bad though. Like we can't stop a nosebleed. We can't stop a nosebleed. We could. I mean, we can't do nothing.
I don't know what happened. They were like top 10 in the beginning of the season, and they stayed like the top 10 in.
It's just that you don't have pass rushers, you don't have the same linebackers, you don't have the same anything. Like they got some work to do in the offseason to revamp that defense.
And they just gave one to us, so
and they just gave Preston Smith up too. Yeah, Lord. But Jordan Love, as I gave you that poem and I gave you and professed love to you, my brother, I need for you to get it together. We got to protect that football. And I say it again. That's the third time. That's the Umar effect. So,
Jordan Love,
Green Bay
friend today will be Josh Jacobs. Just the same way we talk about McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs can get it done. He can get it done.
He can. He's gonna have a little bit harder time though because of what he's going up against.
Oh yeah. Fred, you got 50. He ain't even Fred Warner no more. It's number 54. When you that good, you just start calling you by your number. Number 54 is basically the best linebacker in the league.
It is.
Hands down.
And it's just that the 49ers front seven should be able to contain the run. So it's going to be about what Jordan does on third down if Jordan protects the football. If he does all of those things and he makes the throws that he needs to make, if he does the things he needs to do, we're talking about a situation where we should be looking at the Packers here as an 8-3 team, and they should be a serious contender in the NFC. We're gonna go with picks. Who you got, Jaquan?
Give me the Packers.
Trav?
I think Bosa finna have his handprints on this game though.
Bosa out.
Oh Jesus! Why I didn't see that? Oh wow, that changes things then. Jordan Love is a little bit more comfortable. I may have to go Green Bay on this. I'm about to go San Francisco. You know what? I ain't gonna even play with. I'm still gonna pick San Francisco. Don't Green Bay. I'm gonna go San Francisco because I just think they're gonna make the West a little bit more wild.
Yeah, I want to roll with San Francisco too, but I can't pick against Jordan today. Can't pick against little Jordan today. Little Jordan, I think he gotta make sure that he secures this is a marquee win in the middle of the season. People say a marquee win against a 5-5 team. First of all, shut up. Second of all, the reason why I said it is because San Francisco is their team is not indicative of their record. Like that's not how that works. Like you have injuries, you have different things happen, and football is a year-to-year sport. But most importantly, they are the hunted in the NFC because they are the team that has been to the championship game more than any other team. The only other team hunted as much as them may be the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so at this particular stage, I'm gonna roll with the Green Bay Packers today because that's why I feel. First lady, who you roll with?
Green Bay is notoriously bad against San Francisco, no matter who the quarterback is. Um, but I'm gonna pick Green Bay today. I think they're gonna get it done today.
If it's any time, time is now.
Mm-hmm.
Time is up. My time is now. John Cena. You can't see me. My time is now.
Wow.
Next game on the docket. We got another Wild Wild West affiliate here, the Los Angeles Rams, who these two people got on this show and said they believe. They believe. We got First Lady, we got Jaquan. They said they believe that Matt Stafford and his Los Angeles Rams will win the division. And
Wait a minute, hold on.
They are one game away from being in the lead in the division.
Why are you bringing up O's?
No, because you got
The truth is the truth.
But the thing is, they got the Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley, Jaquan's evil twin, coming in the building. Stay queasy.
Get out of
Stay
here.
queasy.
You're done. Get him out of here.
Okay, show's over. Thank you guys for joining us.
They got Saqueezy coming in and Mr. Hurdle Backwards, Mr. All-Purpose Yards from scrimmage, Mr. Hey, I hope Daniel Jones refreshes his career like I did.
Oh, wait.
That's what he said. Ooh,
That's crazy. That's crazy that
he was talking.
The man did a move in a game and they just inserted it in the freaking Madden. That's how cold that man is.
Oh, wait.
Yep, you can now hurdle backwards.
You can hurdle backwards on
Madden. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy work. So, Eagles, I think we all agree here, right? With the Eagles, just get the ball, just give it to Quan.
That's it. That's all.
Give it to Quan. You
start them off, and then you get to the Slim Reaper, and then you let Brown finish it off, and then Jalen Hurts get the fourth and one.
Reaper, you talking about
Devontae is out this week.
He out this week.
Yeah, dang. So, but you still got Brown, right?
Yeah.
Brown is in this week.
Yeah, it's the philosophy. Run the quarterback. I mean, running back.
We just said travel for success today because First Lady was out being busy and she didn't give us the injury report.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Running back, wide receiver, quarterback. In that order. What's going on, Jaquan?
Nothing. I was just saying, ooh, we to Tanya. Be busy.
Yeah, that's running back. That's their philosophy. Running back, wide receiver, quarterback in that order. Jalen Hurts, give the ball to your playmakers.
Hey there, Mama D. Talk there, Mama D.
If not, get you 5 to 10 yards and get down. If it's 4th and 1, the world's favorite play is coming and you can't stop it. Get that one. If it's on the, you know what about the Philadelphia Eagles that I really would hate if I'm a running back is besides Saquon. Cause Saquon gonna get his touchdown. It's the folks like Gainwell and Shipley and those guys.
Wait,
you make it all the way down to the 1 yard line. And then Jalen Hurts get touchdown. No,
I knew he
give me the ball. Give me my touchdown. I made all this happen, man. I'm all about team, but I need myself touchdown.
Speaking of that, Jets, let me holler at you for a second. Push pause. Jets, come here. Let me tell you something.
Oh.
I almost called y'all the B word. Listen to me. When Breece Hall runs for 60 yards, don't put Braylon Allen in at the 1 yard line, please, because we be needing that touchdown. So we be needing that touchdown, okay? Let that man get that touchdown, okay? Because he just drove the ball 70 yards. Stop the foolishness. Okay, continue. Give me the Eagles for today. Shit. I mean, shoot.
Well, we're going to pick so she already picking the Eagles. I'm going to say this for the Rams. Rams, my little headbutt people. Don't this hit make my people want to jump. Them people.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, act the fool. I like that. Look, they all start acting the fool. Better watch out.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway.
What don't cause a thing.
but
Wow.
but what I think is the funniest part here is the Rams still in their own right can run the ball.
Yes.
The Rams still in their own right have two guys that are a part of the Germ So True
Come on,
7-Eleven.
Kyron. Come on,
We
Kyron.
talking about Hakuna Matata, as these two fools call him, Hakuna Matata.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy. Hakuna Matata.
You know what?
We
You
gotta be
know what?
fools,
I
man.
know. You know what?
Puka
John?
Nacua is an excellent receiver to go along with Cooper Kupp, who he is a staple in the 7-Eleven club because they're always open and they find ways to get open. You don't got to be fast to get open in the NFL. You have to be effective and you have to have.
That's what I want to know, John. That's what I want to know.
Yes.
How do these fools get open like this? I'm talking about it don't be like the man is hanging on them.
No, they be wide open. They be wide
3
open.
to 5
They be
yards.
wide open. Mm-hmm.
Well, part of it is because they understand leverage, they understand coverage. But the other thing too is when they see a zone principle, they see an opportunity to find open space.
They
and
know where to
sit
go
down.
and sit. They do know where to go and sit in.
And also like the thing for young receivers to learn in the NFL is you don't always have to carry out a route. Sometimes going across the middle of the field. Sometimes you can sit in a soft pocket and make yourself available to your quarterback like this, and your quarterback is going to find you, especially those veterans. But that's something that those guys have had naturally since they walked into the league. They're quarterback-friendly players. You don't need to be the fastest guy on the field. You need to be. Sometimes you need receivers that are smart.
Did you see that catch that Nakua caught in the back of the end zone where he was
full extension? Yeah, and they
that's one of the Chad Johnson type layouts, like feet in everything. I'm like,
but that's real receiver work. That's what receivers have been doing since the creation of the position. We ain't talking about these new age receivers that want to do one hand catches. We talk about the Odells of the world. We talk about real hardcore wide receivers. Yes, I said real hardcore wide receivers. I did.
And you know what, John? Though I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put this out here too. Those wide receivers ain't no punk bitches either.
Oh,
they gonna get you. They gonna get you off.
And they were blocking the running game as well.
And they run and they blocking. Yes, that's what I mean. They.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. Cooper Kupp is not little. Cooper Kupp is 6'3".
It's not a little dude.
He's 6'3". Get out of here.
He about 6'2", 6'3". Yes.
6'2", and he got that.
Like he's a solid.
He's solid.
So it ain't. It's like running into a brick wall when you run into him. It's not for like you think he looked like a lumberjack. He hit like one too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But anyway,
I hit like one, Jeremy. You got fired.
With that being said, though, I'm gonna roll. See, I want to pick messiness because that's the type of man that I am, and I like messiness in divisions, especially when they're this close. So,
oh Lord,
the Eagles are just better. So give me the Eagles. Anybody else want to put in on this?
I'm picking the Eagles, and y'all better get Saquon Barkley for yards because the Rams can't stop the run.
With all that being said, I still pick the Rams to win the division.
I mean,
it's a lot of games coming up with the division in hand, so it's not.
Do they play the Cardinals again in the next upcoming games?
I think so.
Yeah, they got one more time. They got to play the Cardinals, I believe. And the Cardinals Donkey Kong slammed them the last time. Through the barrels. That was the old school Mario.
To be fair, they didn't have Hakuna Matata or Cooper Kupp.
They did not.
We can be fair all we want, but fair don't mean that you get beat. You go down there and get beat like that. What'd she say on Remember the Titans? She's getting beat like she stole something. Yeah, like that.
You fired.
Okay, this show's over.
So real quick, we got one more division that is in turmoil. That's the NFC North.
Hey, this is gonna be fun to watch.
The NFC North, we're gonna cover these games real quick, then we're gonna get to the announcement. The NFC North, we got the Lions at the top. We have the Vikings at number 2. Then we have the Packers at number 3. And then we got the Bears at number 4. The Bears are number 4, and they got 4 wins. Look, 4 for 4. Wendy's, we got it. Anyway, the thing I like the most about this particular situation is they're all within a game of each other. All it takes is for you to go somewhere and lose one week, and then that team jumps. So we got a checker situation here. Vikings, Bears. That's a game today. We already covered the Packers. Packers need a win and to continue to put pressure on the Vikings to continue for the Sam Darnold effect to finally hit the Doppler radar. Yes, it's starting to snowball. That's why it's on the Doppler radar. He has been playing pretty bad the last couple of weeks. He's not the same guy he was in the first 5 weeks. Listen, it's about sustaining greatness, sustaining playing well, not playing good for the first 5, 6 weeks. Man, y'all gotta, it's levels to this. It's levels. Vikings, Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson are your keys. The rest of them dudes, besides Hockenson, which Hockenson is getting no play in this ride with Sam Darnold driving his car. And Hockenson is a matchup problem. Why are we not using him? I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
Next, all these young players that they got around them, they're not using those either. The Vikings should have a much better offense than what they're is what I'm getting.
With that Addison and
Naylor, these guys are playing decent football. But when are we going to pass them the ball and get them the ball? And now we've established another tight end with Josh Oliver. And it's just like, okay, when is this going to translate to what it needs to translate to? Yes, you're 8-2, but we got some games here that you shouldn't have won that you did. And we got that game against the Rams where you twisted your helmet back 3 times. It is what it is. On the opposite side, the Bears. I'm going to tell y'all something real about the Bears, and I'm just going to be honest. And people in Chicago can be mad. I don't care. Caleb Williams is average. I don't see the Bears winning more than 1 or 2 more games this year. What's the next? What's next? Let's prepare for the draft and everything else, but what's next? That's my question for the Bears. You competed for the first couple weeks. Now reality has hit us again. Now we're back under the A-ball, back under the equator again. We need a new coach. We need a new coordinator. Is it still what we talked about earlier? Is it time to bring in Daniel Jones? What are we going to do? Keys to the game for today. Or do we just want to pick? Because I don't.
Just pick.
We just picked this. Give me the Vikings. I don't know why we're even.
the blue and black division. I gotta go Vikings with this one, man.
Okay, cool. I'm picking the Vikings too. Colts, Lions.
Lions. We just leave
Yeah,
that.
You know
yeah.
what?
Well, wait.
I
Not
know.
so
There's
fast.
some stuff. There's some stuff on that. Now. There's some stuff on that because
Anthony Richardson is playing in this game.
I
I'm
was
not
just
saying
about
he's
to say
good.
that. Yeah,
I'm not saying he's
although
good, but he does put
tired
a
and
different
asked
strain
out,
on the defense.
He did what, Jerb?
He puts a different strain on your defense because of
Oh,
his ability to run.
And the Colts can't stop a run or anybody, so the Lions.
But you know what though? I'm finna tell you. I'm finna say this though. Is it me or we usually don't? We don't be happy for bullies. You know what I mean? Like you got a team. Of course, if you just a particular fan of a certain team and they just kicking ass, you like, yeah, that's my team. I think the NFL is kind of happy, where they are happy that the Detroit Lions are bullies. They're happy they putting up 52 points on these folks now. I like it. I like it. I like it.
I think Tim the Toolman Taylor is finally happy that he got season tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like-
My God.
y'all dude, these folks done pulled Eminem out of hibernation.
I mean, Eminem is also shooting that one rhythm and flow thing too. So I mean,
But again, you ain't seen Eminem. Eminem that been in so much hibernation, his beard is black now.
oh man.
Hey, yo.
First of all,
Beard is black.
First of all, he was baloney face at the beginning. Now, man, it's
Yeah, he's a
Anyway.
hell. I mean, blonde head.
Oh,
I want to shoot up the school. Everything looked like that. Now he's a granddad. Calvin Johnson's out here now. Y'all got Barry Sanders showing up to more than one game.
yeah, and he's not being honored at every game he showed up to. They don't even care. They're like Barry Sanders. Hey, man.
But that's Barry though. Barry ain't about the limelight. When you see Barry may be one of them. He's like a John Stockton type of superstar. He can probably walk in the mall and be like, "Hey, I'm fine. I'm just with the kids." They won't even bother. But they know what he is to their community. But the NFL is happy that the Detroit Lions are beating up on folks like this, and I like it.
I enjoy it.
I like it.
I'm here for it. I love it. I'm here for it.
All I'll say is I'm going to pick the Lions today, but the Colts are the notorious team that beat the teams that they're not supposed to beat.
That's true, but
That is very like they find a way to win games that they shouldn't win, and it makes my soul like cringe. My soul be like, ugh, how did you do that? Like that's how my soul be, and I don't be liking that. So, but give me the Lions though. I want them to beat them today, 52 to like 10. But
I don't
keep
want the Colts
keep
to
doing
score points. I don't even like the Colts. I don't want them to score a point.
Ooh.
Next.
Oh,
Anybody is there anything else that anybody else would like to add to this game?
no, give me Detroit.
And lastly, this one we're gonna actually set this one up. Monday night, because we might not be able to get to you Monday night, guys. So we'll give you the Monday night preview now.
Oh, we
got the Ravens of Baltimore traveling to the Chargers of Los Angeles. Over under is 51. I think that's a lot of points.
Uh-huh.
well,
The Harbaugh Bowl.
yeah.
You got Jim versus John versus Jim.
You
7-4 Ravens, 7-3 Chargers. They are giving the Ravens 2.5 points on the road. Now, Baltimore coming off a very interesting loss to the Steelers.
Hey, as always, again, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Chargers coming off a very interesting win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Keys to the game for the Ravens, Tanya.
I'm about to say, don't ask me. Yo,
These folks are crazy, man.
Yeah, no. They
Let me start this off, man. I mean,
hey, Travis, that's me. Ain't they your friends?
Listen, them your friends. We beat both.
Let me
We beat
start
both of them,
this.
so I don't know.
Let me start this off, man. Baltimore just got to get back to what they've been doing, man. Establish Derrick Henry. Let his presence be felt out there, man.
But what happens if they stop Derrick Henry? Then what they got to do?
Hey, you got
Lose like they
Lamar has to be Lamar, and
lose.
yeah, and can they contain? But the thing is, can the Chargers? The Chargers doesn't have the same personnel to contain them as the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't. That's gonna be an issue.
I don't know, bro. They a top 10 defense in
Top
every
10, the number don't mean nothing. Can they actually do it is the question.
Well, they are technically the first team to beat Lamar
And they have the antidote in number 3.
Yeah.
But are they going to put him in that same position is going to be the question.
They're gonna have to do. It's two keys for me. The Ravens don't do anything particularly bad on offense because they keep themselves normally on schedule. You have to keep them off schedule.
Off schedule, right?
But keeping them off schedule just simply means 2 and 3 yard runs instead of 5, 6, 7 yard runs. And that's what the key is. The thing also is Derrick Henry, with him being the bigger back that he is, he's not a change of pace type of guy. So what you want to do is you want to clog and congest running lanes and make him run into his proverbial blockers and run into them. You don't have to make a tackle necessarily because you'll be there to make the tackle, but make him run into people, and that will cause a lot of the things that you need to. That'll start the proverbial falling of Derrick Henry in a lot of these situations with him running into the back of his line. So clog running lanes is number one if you're the Chargers.
I understand.
But the second thing I think that the most important thing is it's about playing the ball in the air against the Ravens. If you can't play the ball in the air, it makes it hard to play against the Ravens. Because that's the thing that Lamar does better than a lot of other quarterbacks is when he gets into that scramble mode, he throws that 50-50 ball. And that's what we're going to call it, a 50-50 ball. It's not necessarily effective against teams that have good players in the secondary, but against majority of the league, it's working because teams are getting beat with bad footwork. Teams are getting beat because they're trying to be too aggressive at the line, or teams are simply being out schemed because they're not lining up properly and things like that. So those are the things I think that the Chargers have to do in this game in order for them to be able to contain the Ravens offense. Defensively, if you're the Chargers, Jaquan, what do you think the Chargers should be focused on attacking when it comes to the Ravens defense?
You talking about the Ravens, them playing against the Ravens defense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You definitely should run the ball. You have to keep running the ball because they can't stop the run as much as people think they can. Roquan may not play this game, so that could be even better for the Chargers. You got Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. And you have 2 contested wide receivers that can catch the ball against Marlon Humphrey and the other guy. So they definitely, the main thing you need to do is keep running the ball. Don't stop running the ball. Stay consistent with it. You stay consistent, you get them out there. What they're going to do is they're going to start pushing the linebackers up, and then now you got your play action across the middle of the field, which you can attack because Roquan's not going to be there. So that's what you have to do. They can be able to score on them. And they have a good team too. I can't think who their tight end is.
And even if Kyle Hamilton is playing, he is injured. So he will not be playing at 100%. This is stuff y'all got to take advantage of, Chargers. Hello, work with me.
Also, the Ravens' pass rush is not the same from Pat last season. They're going to try to blitz you. They're going to send quarter blitzes. They're going to get now they're trying to keep Hamilton back.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to do a lot of safety blitzes, but they will send one. So don't think it's not going to happen. They are definitely going to send one. But the pass rush isn't the same. The offensive line for the Chargers is pretty decent. If they give Justin Herbert the time,
So for Justin Herbert,
and don't turn the ball over.
Okay, there you go. Is there anything that the Ravens defense can do to the Chargers, you think, that can make this game hard? What they can do, since I got to be the one, what the Ravens need to do here is I would send a variety of different blitzes and see how the Chargers offensive line handles. I would see if the communication is good. I would see if Herbert is understanding what he's seeing, I would put him in a situation where he has to understand, but I would disguise my pressures. I would do those things so that we can continue to push the envelope. Defensively, to put our offense in some situations where maybe we can get some short fields. That's what I would do if I was in that situation.
For me, Jern, what I see of the Chargers, and it's been like that ever since Herbert has been quarterback. If you make him one dimension, you make it. You got the best chance of winning. What the Chargers, what the Ravens have to do defensively is Dobbins playing. That's the question. Is he playing today?
Mm-hmm.
Dobbins think us that was playing. Yep.
You better stop. Anchor down on the run. Anchor down on the run. Ravens ain't this ain't the Ravens last year defensive. They're not that. But if you got Justin Herbert throwing the ball, he gonna throw you a friendly ball. Just be patient. He's gonna throw you a friendly ball. You gotta catch it, Hamilton. You gotta catch it, Humphreys. You gotta catch it. Make him one dimension, and you got the Chargers where you want them. So, me personally, I think Baltimore Ravens, they gotta stop Dobbins. Gotta stop. Make them stop that run. Make Justin Herbert throw the ball.
All right, going to the picking part of it. Who we rolling with?
The Chargers.
I got Baltimore in this one.
I'm back and forth on this because it's just this is a game the Chargers should win, right? But Baltimore finds a way to win these type of games, and they come out and they dominate these teams all the time on Sundays and Mondays, even with the odds stacked against them. I'm going to actually take the Ravens. And I think the Ravens are trying to stay in the division hunt as well. They know that they need to find a way to stay in this division hunt. So this is a winnable game for them. They need to make sure that they try to win this game at all costs to keep up with Pittsburgh. So give me the Chargers. Tanya, are you there?
You taking the Chargers or you taking the Ravens?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Oh, you said the Chargers. So I want to get you right there, John. I'm the guy that's going to help you.
Yes, I'm here. Give me the Chargers. I'm good. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, like I said, I just think the Chargers are one of those teams that they could beat this Raven team, or they could lose badly to this Raven team. And the reason why that is because none of these teams are consistent. The consistent teams normally beat certain teams, and that's all I can say. When it comes down to it, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Whoa.
Do it. Anyway, now, that being said, we appreciate all you guys for tuning in, rocking with us, and everything like that. So the announcement for the day is we here at The Scene have a new partner that we will be working with this year. The new partner company is called Wanna Parlay. They are a sports gambling site now that pushes and promotes. You're not, betting against the house necessarily. You're betting against the people who you are, betting with, and things like that, and people in a certain type of betting community, is what we'll call it. It's a lot easier interface when it comes to using. Like let's say you sign up for it and you and a bunch of your friends sign up, you guys can all put together your bets and share them, and you can see where you guys rank against each other. So I think it's a little bit futuristic in the way that it will be used for fantasy football purposes, as we sometime may transition away from holding teams for a whole year. Maybe we may go to a week-to-week type of thing as fantasy football continues to evolve. We don't know. But it's a great opportunity. We here at The Scene will be partnered with them. So if you use our promo code, which I will put in a Facebook message and everything like that, we'll put it on Twitter, we'll put it on Instagram, we'll put it all the places. And what you guys will be able to do is get a 100% deposit match up to $250. All you have to do is use the promo code Culture1, and that will be your key for the deposit match. Download the app, and I can get you guys whatever state you're in. I can let you know if you're registered or not, but we can also get you the listing of where, if it is near you. Anything anybody would like to say or add to that before we get ready to?
No.
Okay. Not talkative today, are they?
Ain't nobody here. Where everybody at?
But with that being said, Jaquan, you got any final thoughts for this Sunday?
No, I'm having a stress-free Sunday, so I'm definitely say.
Oh, no Steelers today, so you're stress free. Got you. Heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, we got Trav. Trav. You got anything you want to add?
Man, just enjoy these games, man, and don't let these parlays mess up your IQs, man. Don't let these parlays and stuff mess up your IQs, Kyle. Have you look crazy out here, but I'm just messing with y'all on that. But again, just enjoy the games, man. Hope all your parlays and fantasies come true. Just don't use them for your IQs.
Oh,
Amen.
nah, he's a poet. Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm Germ. That's Trav, First Lady in the background. We got Jay Queasy as well. This is The Scene, Views from the 22. We'll see.